I'll never forget the day that I found out about my dear friend who had an affair, and just the way it made me feel so desperate for her and her family. And I was teaching that morning, and after my classes were over, I just wanted to be in the place where I find the greatest shelter, and that's in one of our local churches in the city where I live. I often go into the sanctuary and just worship by myself. And so soon after I heard the news, I was so overcome with sadness. I felt so desperate for my friend, for her family, for our relationship, and I went into that place and I sat at the piano, and I could not even worship. I couldn't lift a finger to play the piano, and I couldn't lift my voice to worship God. So I sat myself in one of the front pews, and I just let myself sit in the shelter of God's presence. And while I was sitting there, I reached down into my purse and pulled out a pen and a crumpled receipt, and suddenly the song came to me, and the song is called Hold Me Close, and I write about it in this chapter. And as I wrote those words down, as they came from heaven, a mysterious transformation took over my heart, and I stopped feeling this sense of judgment and condemnation toward my friend. Rather, I felt the compassion of God as He revealed His love to me, to my friend. And it was really an unbelievable transformation that I experienced. And later on that day, when I did talk with her, I know that it was God's compassion that came alongside her, reached out to her, and didn't push her away. So my question for all of us in this chapter is this. You remember a time in your life when you so wanted someone to minister to you, to be a sanctuary to you, to shelter them with their presence, to shelter you with their presence. Do you remember what that felt like? And for those of you who need that, my question is, what would that look like for someone to pray for you in a way that was a shelter to you? How can we offer our prayers as a shelter for another woman? Okay,